Hi, Rachel. Welcome. Can you tell the class a little bit about what your role in serving youth is?
Yeah, I'm an occupational therapist and I work in behavioral and mental health with adolescents in two different correctional facilities.
Great. So, will you tell us a little bit about what sort of mental health issues you see in your settings, and then what do you see as your role in addressing those?
Yeah, most of the adolescents that I work with have like a conduct disorder diagnosis or have some mood disorders, anxiety, depression, history of trauma and exposure to violence. And I think that my role in working with them is just to help them to be functional in their day-to-day life, regardless of whatever symptoms or difficulties they have due to their histories and some of their diagnoses. So I really see myself as like someone who's walking with them, helping them like solve whatever problems or difficulties that they encounter with whatever they want and need to do in their daily life.
And so what does that look like sometimes for some of the kids that you serve? You said you're in a corrections facility, so they're on a campus or in a facility, right, for a length of time.
Yeah.
So what do some of those things look like that you do to help them with that daily functioning or to help them through some of their emotional issues?
I do a lot of individual sessions with them because I feel like that's when we can really get into some of the issues and talk about, what's been going on, what's going on at home that might be stressing them out while they're in our facility also. So a lot of individual sessions. Some of my clients I had for like 2 or 3 years. So I get to know them a lot. We get to really figure out a system that kind of build that therapeutic rapport. And I feel like I can really make an impact that way. So I like that I get to work with a lot of them for a long period of time. Like I said, I feel like I'm kind of walking with them on their journey. But I also do a lot of like group interventions, so trying to teach like life skills or coping skills in a larger group environment.
Has there been anything that's been surprising to you working in this setting or with these youth? Anything that's been surprising to you, or something you've really learned about mental health with these youth in your role?
Yeah, I think that I always tell them they teach me something every day, and that's part of why I love working with them. Is I get to hear their stories and learn from them. I think one thing that's been surprising to me is how much violence that they've been exposed to in their lives from a very young age. And, through doing research and, continuing to educate myself about that, I've been really surprised about, especially the ones who have experienced violence from a very young age, how much it impacts them through adolescence and even it will into adulthood. So trying to teach them some ways to like adapt what they're doing and modify so that they can do what they want to do, even though they know some of their exposure to violence and trauma will impact them their whole life. Yeah.
Do you think there are any misconceptions about youth in this setting in terms of mental health, as particularly because there's a component of them having been involved with the justice system? Do you think there are any misconceptions about the value of their well-being and, as you kind of said, some of the things that they are experiencing leading up to being here in those settings?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of misconceptions. I think that people are afraid of them, even some of the staff in the facility, and some of that is because they do display violent behaviors a lot, kind of as a symptom of some of their mental health challenges. But really, a lot of them aren't violent people. A lot of them, like at their core, really want to make good decisions, want to improve their life, and they don't want to be violent. They want to find a different way of being, but it's challenging for them when they've grown up just in a violent environment. That's kind of like what they know, and so some of the things that we take for granted, like how do you have a social conversation without coming off as aggressive, right? Yeah. They don't really know how to do that, and they need to be taught like very specific skills to be able to do that. So I think people dismiss them like the positive qualities that they have. They focus on defining them by their crime, or by some of the negative behaviors that they do display, instead of really getting to know them. And that's why I like to work with them for such long periods of time, because I do get to know them and see that a lot of the other skills that they have and talents they have and dreams that they have. So I think it's been a good lesson for me and for other people that I've interacted with in my professional life about the value of really getting to know someone.
Yeah.
And especially someone that's so different from you and maybe grew up differently than you, or just acts differently than you. Like, how can you bridge that gap? And more than not, I'm always surprised by how much I can relate to my clients and how much we do have in common, more so than how much we don't.
Yeah.
So that's been a really cool experience. I think is a major misconception, just people dismiss them for whatever their crime is.
Yeah. If you were to say, like, what's not the most important thing, but like a very important thing to you as in your professional role or your personal role serving youth, seeing as something that's really important to help facilitate kind of positive mental health or that that wellness and well-being, what would you say for you? What would that be?
For my clients?
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. I think the most important thing is first to make sure someone feels safe, and to help them kind of feel safe, even if you know they're safe where they are, right? They might not feel safe, so watching someone's body language, noticing how they're interacting with you, and if you're noticing that they don't seem very regulated or they don't feel very comfortable, taking the time to ask them what they need, and be very client-centered rather than worrying about like, well, we need to work on this and we need to get this done. First meeting them where they are, so that they can down the road get to whatever awesome thing that you have planned for them to work on that day. I think that's really important. Even interacting with people in the community.
Yeah. Great. Do you have anything else you'd like to add? Anything about any advice to our students who are interested in serving youth and supporting their mental health?
I think I've kind of said it already, but just take the time to get to know someone or talk to someone before you, right? We all make judgments initially, right? How we kind of organize our world. But I think that when people do take the time to talk and are patient with people, they're really pleasantly surprised by how they can connect and what they can learn from each other. So.
Great. Well, thanks so much for sharing a little bit about what you do and your perspective.